I am just happy to be here. I was so happy when they called me and told me, asked me, invited me to come back, and speak, here to the students, because when I'm in town, I'm always here. I always come here and speak, back to the class and stuff, because it reminds me of when I was a student here, taking these wonderful classes, dealing with the great instructors. Some of them here and some of them still not here. At least some of them isn't here anymore. But y'all are here. And it's just a pleasure, Justin, to see y'all here today. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say, but, I'm happy to be here. I mean, if y'all have questions, y'all want to ask me any kind of questions or whatever about radio and stuff from when I was here as a student, I'm willing to answer. But I guess I could start off by saying some of the things when I was here. I mean, how I got started in radio. And I'm sure a lot of y'all probably seen my bio or what have you, But when I started radio, I got started by calling in. I was a caller. I moved to Dallas in '89, and I used to call the radio station. I called the radio station, and the DJ at the time was Russ Parr. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with Russ Parr, but it was Russ Parr and Alfreda's. And I called the station. I would just call and talk to him. And I don't know what I told Russ. Whatever I said to him, he liked it. And I would just keep calling. And I was telling Lisa, I was telling Lisa that, it's just funny. Back then, it was no such thing as the word groupie. But now, if you do that now, you'd be called a groupie. But I would call Russ, and and whenever they would go out on a remote, I would go out and meet them. And one thing led to another, and eventually he would give me tickets. That was my pay. He would pay me tickets. He would give me tickets for doing the work that I did with him and stuff, or he would give me $20. And $20 was a lot of money. Believe it, isn't that something? $20 was a lot of damn money in '89 for some odd reason. You can't even buy a sandwich for $20. But he would give me, and I was working the job. I was working in the health. I was working at that time. I think I may have been working at the health. No, I wasn't at the health department. I was probably working at Baylor, and I would do it. I would go out and he would do remotes and stuff. And then eventually he started a TV show called Texas Jam, and I would go on the show and I would clown and dance and do crazy stuff on the show with him and stuff like that. And he was still giving me $20 and tickets. So one day I said to myself, I said, you know what? I don't want to be on his payroll anymore. I want to be on the station's payroll. I want the station, to start paying me. I want to start, getting paid from them. So I prayed on it and I said, Lord, I need to get this job. So eventually I applied at the station and they hired me. So they gave me the job, but they gave me the job. I was working as an associate producer. They give you a beautiful name, associate producer. You think like, damn, Steven Spielberg, somebody. Associate producer. Well, an associate producer was a telephone operator. I used to answer the phone. Because you see, back then, you would answer the phone, the listeners would call in, and you would, they would call and request a song. And you would just mark it down, mark down the song that they request. Like two people maybe call for Shaka Khan or something. I'm just putting out a name and stuff like that. And you just mark down how many times people requested a song. Is that my phone? Oh shit! I thought my phone was. Travis, I thought my phone was in the car. Here you go. But I don't even know that child. Those rings sound the same. But so I was an associate producer. So I was all happy. I'm like, oh, now I get to get paid for the radio station. Honey. So now I had to get these $20 and $25 in tickets. So I did that. So I worked as an associate producer for God knows maybe a year or two. And I took a vacation. I went to Cancun. And when I came back from Cancun, the station was gone. That's how they flipped the script that quick. They could flip the script on you at these stations, honey. So, can't get too comfortable. But they switched over the format. It went from, I don't know what was it. It wasn't really hip hop. It was like maybe R&B hip hop, something like that. And they flipped it to something else, hip hop. I don't know. One of the things I remember, it was 100.3 jams to V100. So it went from 100.3 jams to V100. So the station moved. They flipped the script and all that. And I moved with the station and stuff. And I worked then in promotions. So I left from being an associate producer to working in promotions. So in promotion, with promotion, you go out with the station and you give out the prizes and you set up, tents and stuff like that, and for the remotes and what have you. So I did that for a while. I did that for about how long? Maybe 5 years or whatever, something like that. But the station had changed again. So then that new station, I used to drive the truck. They had a big old truck, a big old industrial truck. And they said, Gary, just drive the truck up and down the highway. So I used to just drive the truck up and down the highway, marketing, advertising for the station. That was my job, honey, just to drive that big old truck. Girl, I was so nervous in that big truck because it was big glass in the front. I was like, oh, Lord, like I'm going to tumble over or something in this thing. But I drove it, honey. I drove that truck up and down the highway, and that was my change. So let me get my change, and let me drive this truck, and I just love doing that. And then eventually I got back in promotions. So when we left from that station, then came 97.9. So 97.9 came, and I worked for them in promotions. But I was getting to a certain age in my life. I'm like, okay, now you're getting a little bit too old to be in promotions. It's time. You kind of want to do something different. So at that time, Russ had left. Then Steve Harvey came. So when Steve Harvey came, we were syndicated. We went syndicated. So he was here syndicated. So what I did was, when Steve Harvey would come to town, I would leave from our station, because I was at Magic then. It was two stations. It was Magic and 97.9, but the stations were split. So Magic was on one side of the highway, and 97.9 was in the mall. So I was working for Magic at that time. And then, but when Steve would come to town, I would go to 97.9 to beat and talk to Steve. Well, the program director, the general manager, he hated it. Don't talk to him. Steve said, he talking to me. He could stay in here. So Steve let me stay in the room and talk to him. Well, eventually I talked my way into a job. So Steve didn't like talking about celebrities, because I was knowing about doing gossip, but Steve didn't like talking about celebrities because he was a celebrity. So he said, I don't want to talk about it. He said, but I'll give you a job doing the horoscopes. So I started doing the horoscopes with Steve, and they changed my name from Gary to Drew because we already had a Gary. His producer name was Gary. So they didn't want to have two Garys on the show. And so they changed my name to Drew. So I started doing the horoscopes with Steve. I did the horoscopes with Steve for a year. And Steve left Dallas because he just got tired or whatever. So he left Dallas, and he would bring Rickey in town. Rickey Smiley came to town, and he brought Rickey into town. And Rickey, I met Rickey the year before in Hollywood at Steve's birthday party at the Playboy Mansion, because Steve had taken me to the Playboy Mansion for his birthday party. And I met Rickey there. And it was such a coincidence. That was a year before, and then he came down. And when he got here, he was like country, and he needed, he was about to get a job on the station. Well, he didn't have anybody to buy his furniture, to get furniture for him and stuff like that, because at that time I had left the station. When Steve left, I left. So, but when Rickey needed somebody to buy his furniture, Steve introduced me to Rickey again. So I'm making this short, so I became Rickey's personal assistant. So Rickey hired me to be his personal assistant, so, to buy his furniture and to, take care of his houses and stuff like that. So I did that for Rickey, and then I'm like, I do radio. And he said, he had heard and he had known that. So one thing led to another. He said, well, you could be on my show, but I was only doing it for a day, because the program director didn't really care for me. He like, we sick of you, honey. You're a fixture around here. So he told me, well, you could do the gossip, but one day a week. So I did the gossip on Rickey's show for one day a week. Well, I'm like, you can't do gossip one day a week, and it happens every day. But they said, well, just one day a week. So I did it for one day a week. One day a week led to twice a week, because people was like, well, they said, okay, do it on Monday and Wednesdays. That was months in between. So I did it on Mondays and Wednesdays. And Monday and Wednesdays led to, well, people's liking it. They said, well, just do it we'll give you 3 days. So I did it on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I started doing the gossip on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Well, people was liking it so much, they're like, well, hell, just do it every day during the week. So they gave me every day, Monday through Friday, to do the gossip. And people loved it so much, they said, well, can you do it twice a day, Monday through Friday? I'm like, yes. So I started doing it twice a day, Monday through Friday. Then people really loved it. Like, well, hell, can you do it 3 times? So now I do it 3 times a day, Monday through Friday. So it was over a course of time. And, you have to, work your magic. You got to know, know what you could do and what have you. And that's what I did. So And that's how I am with Rickey now. And now, of course, we're in Atlanta. We're between Atlanta and Dallas. And then we have the TV show, Dish Nation. But I said all that to say this. I was doing radio, before I came to American Broadcasting. But I was in radio, but I did not know radio. And I'm like, okay, here I am doing radio, sitting here talking all this stuff, but I need to know more. Because when people sitting around doing shop talk, you know what shop talk is? When people just talking about, this and that, they talking about the radio and blah, 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 and you don't know what they're talking about. So I'm like, honey, I don't know what these people are talking about, so I need to learn about radio. So I was enrolled at North Texas, University of North Texas. I was going to University of North Texas for radio, TV, and film. Until one day I was at the station and I opened up a newspaper, and it was American Broadcasting School had opened up. I'm like, oh, it's a broadcasting school? I'm like, hell, let me check it out. I called here, and they told me to come in, to check out the school and everything. So I came here and I checked out the school. I'm like, oh, honey, this is what I like. I want to do this. And I didn't have to go to school for 4 years because, of course, in college you got to go for 4 years for radio, TV, and film and stuff. And I'm like, you're going to get the same damn thing, and I'm getting it quicker. So I'm like, okay, I withdrew from American Broadcasting, from North Texas, University of North Texas, and I quit my job. And I'm like, I want to come here full time. And I came here full time. And I'm telling you, it was the best thing to happen to me, even though I had people in radio telling me, why you going to broadcasting? We could teach you that. No, you can't. You didn't teach me all this damn time. So hell, but you could teach it to me, but ain't nobody try to teach it to me. So I came here. And I learned, and I really, really loved the school, because my thing is, I tell people, it taught me how to write commercials. I know how to write a damn commercial. You learn how to write commercials. You learn how to inflect words. Even though Kenny was here at the time, he was one of the, he was always telling me, Gary, it is not the, it's the. I'm like, it's the. It's how I said it. Damn, look how much I'm getting paid now to say the. So, but it worked for me, damn it. But I enjoyed here. I really did. I really enjoyed here. And like I said, you learn a lot. I learned a lot. That's why I came here, because I learned a lot and it helped me out. And and I'm sure, I don't know how long y'all been here or whatever, and I'm sure, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't helping you and stuff. And the thing is, I think, because they told me too, once I became I was a student here, you can always come back, and practice up and use the studios and whatever. Because I had a couple of friends that wanted to do a tape that I brought back here to let them do their tape, because I was a student here, so we could help them do their tape. Because I don't have the damn equipment at home. So, girl, let's go to ABS, honey. They got some equipment. But it's just, I really enjoyed my time here, as a student. And, the thing is, it's called persistence. And you just have to, doing radio and stuff and doing TV and stuff like that, you just have to know what you want. And you got to have in your mind, because I had in my mind that this is what I want to do. And let me tell you, like Oprah said this, and I'm going to say it, quote her. She said, if you like doing something bad enough, you'll do it for free. And honey, y'all see my free days in radio, I've done free days. And sometimes we still do free days. It's okay, you never pay your dues or whatever. You still do free days, but it'll pay off, So, but you just have to learn, and you have to do what you have to do, and you have to, network with people and just be who you want to be and be true to yourself and do you, and it'll pay off. It will pay off, because it's paying off. I don't have everything I want right now, but I have, enough. And I love my jobs. It's 2 jobs, and you get 2 checks, because radio is 1 check and TV is another one. And you get to do all the fun things and stuff like that, but everything is not always fun, but for the most part is what you make it, because honey, trust me, radio, you could be here today and gone today. People, you just say tomorrow, because I've seen some people here today and gone. We just had a layoff of 10 people, but they brought some of them back. And like I told one of my coworkers, I said, now, you see how you got laid off and they brought you back? Now that means this time you better get all your ass can and do all what you need to do now, because it don't happen forever. So you have to do it. And that's like me, because this is my second go around. I left the station once and I'm back, so that's why I'm like, I ain't fit to sit and say, oh girl, oh Lord, I'm gonna wait tomorrow to get that bread. I'm getting that bread right now. Honey, go get your loaf of bread and eat it. You don't know if you're gonna be living tomorrow or not, so just go ahead and do what you gotta do though. So, but everything, is everything. You have your ups and downs, but at the end of the day, if this is what you like doing, you'll do it, and you work hard toward it, and it'll happen. Sometimes you have to move. Because you can't stay here. Everybody can't stay here in Dallas and do radio. They ain't got that many stations. But you might have to move somewhere. And you may have to start off at a smaller market or what have you. But as long as you're doing what you like doing. Because if you like doing, like I said, you'll do it for free, honey, But it's just up to you. You have to put in your mind like, okay, I know eventually it's going to happen. So, and like I said, it happened. For me, and I mean, people just think I just popped up in radio. I've been in radio longer than everybody I work with. I've been in radio longer than Rickey, longer than Rock T, Head Crack, Special K, all of them. I've been in radio longer than all of them. They just look older than me. But, but, and I like that. Oh, girl, y'all look old, honey. Maybe y'all look old. And I don't tell my age neither. They say a woman that tell her age tells everything. So you don't get my age, honey. But overall, everything is a great thing. But guess what? I'm gonna let y'all ask me some questions and ask whatever you want to ask, because I'm definitely gonna answer it just for y'all. And please don't feel shy to ask. And oh, there goes the officer. Oh my God, girl, yeah, my tag's expired. I don't.
I want to know who is the most outrageous person that you've ever interviewed in your life. When I say outrageous, you said things, did things that just blew your mind.
I don't know. Maybe no. I would say Waka Flocka, but no. I mean, we get them all. I mean. I don't know, because they all, because people come in and they say some crazy, who is it? Because Rickey loves it. Is it Waka Flocka? It's not really Waka. I can't recall right off the bat, but it's a lot of them come through, honey, that's good and weeded up, because they smell like weed when they come. But yeah. I'm trying to, because we talk about when they leave out the studio, be like, damn, he came in smelling like weed like that. The whole entourage. But who? I don't. Well, I ain't gonna say. Well, I like Rick Ross, but his people did smell like weed the other day, though. But y'all didn't hear that. So, but yeah, some of his and sometimes it may not be the talent; it may be their entourage. Yeah, but they all good though.
They are. Mm-hmm. No one has been like, oh my gosh.
Oh, let me see now. When we had Kanye, he was kind of really spaced out. He's too intelligent. He's so intelligent until he's crazy. Yeah, he's just like, girl, did he say all that? And then he was saying some stuff about Kim Kardashian. I'm like, for real? Do you know how I feel about her? But I had to sit there nice and quiet, because I ain't gonna let him know how I really feel about his trampish wife. But you're welcome. Yes, yeah. Any questions? Y'all come on, ask some questions. We got time.
I got a question for you. You now being a student here at ABS, I just want to know, as you were going through, I know you said you learned a lot. Did you see yourself where you are right now when you were going through life?
I believe it or not, I didn't even see this, honestly. Because I just was doing it. I was just like in motion, because I like, doing radio and TV, and it was just, I promise you, I did not even see myself being here where I'm at. And like right now today, I don't take nothing for granted, for one thing. And my thing is, I feel that, because I know in this life and I know in this world, and you are here today, gone today, for one thing. And another thing too, I don't subscribe to celebrity. I do not subscribe to celebrity. You will not call me a celebrity, because, honey, people like you as far as they can see you. And when this is over with, if I lost my job today, in 2 weeks, people be like, Gary, who? That's how quick people forget you. So that's why I don't let you put me in that category. You're not going to put me in that. You're not going to make me into this celebrity, because I know how it is. But now I do appreciate it, and I thank God for where I'm at and what I'm doing, but I don't subscribe to it. This is a job to me. And honestly, I tell people too, I say, oh, this is a job. I say now, because my mama wanted me to be a nurse, and that's what I was in school for, nursing. Nursing is a career. I say radio is a job. But while you're in it, it's good. But I don't get caught up. You see, because when you get caught up, brother, honey, when they let you go, honey, when the stations be firing you too, when they let you go, honey, you want to jump off a bridge because you was caught up. I know some people that was caught up. I ain't calling no names, but anyway. So.
I know you said too, prior to even being on with Rickey, you already worked the radio along with them. The moment that you, I guess, because I mean I know we all started kind of when we started big time. The moment you actually were at big time, how did that feel? How was your first day knowing you're gonna be the man for the next something odd years?
I promise you, I still don't think like that.
Okay.
I do not. I don't. I don't think like that because I know this business. And I know, honey, you could be going just as quick as you thought you was on time. That's why I'm taking the little money I'm getting out, I'm buying everything I need to buy and paying for it. So if I got to end radio tomorrow and go work at Jack in the Box, I'll be driving whatever I'm driving to Jack in the Box. So I don't get caught up in it. Because when you get caught up in it, honey, I'm telling you, that's when you get knocked down. My mom used to tell us growing up, people build you up just to knock you down. So I don't get caught up in it. Like I said, I am grateful, but I don't get, The man, honey, please, honey. Hi, how you doing?
Doing good. So, I wanted to ask you because it seems like with some of the people that you've been, like I've seen you with the Rickey Smiley Morning Show, I feel the most humble and the most really. So, how has that, like you said a while ago, being true to yourself, has that kind of knocked some things away from you because you're here to speak your mind, or has that basically brought you to who you are today? Because people,
I feel it brought me to who I am because I've always been this way, and this is it, honey. I'm like, I got to tell everybody, I'm not for everybody. So, but now, one thing I will say, now I do know I respect people, for one thing, and I'm not the type of person that's just going to be blatantly come out and just talk crazy to people and do stuff like that. I don't do that. I'm not a shock jock. I'm going to say what I have to say and stuff, and I do know when I'm in Rome, I do like the Romans do. And at the end of the day, they say it's called, you got to know how to play the game. Because at the end of the day, everything is a game. This is all a game. You just got to know how to play it. Just like with my job, how, I've seen people come and go and stuff because they start thinking that it's about them. It ain't about you. Because my name is not on the marquee. And when my name get on the marquee, then that's a different story. But you just have to be true to yourself and be who you are and stuff. And don't let it be about you. It's not about you, honey, but just do what you need to do and stuff, and it'll go on.
Your topics and your columns, you can be a little crazy. Have you ever ran across anybody that you may have did some news on, and they like, maybe y'all had a little confrontation or you had to
Yeah. Never. The only person that, and I think they told her that I talked about, Kim Kardashian. When I was trying to interview her, yeah. When I did the premiere for Tyler Perry's movie that Kim Kardashian was in, this heifer was standing next to me doing interviews. And it was my time to get an interview. She looked at me and turned her head and walked away and just waited. I said, Kim! I think they told her that I talked about it. She probably listened to it and, probably watched the show or what have you. But I have never run into anybody that I've, said, because you heard of nice nasty. So mine is nice nasty. So, and that's how but I'm not Wendy Williams. Now, if I got real grungy like Wendy Williams, then you'll be scared. But I just be nice, nasty, and stuff like that. And the thing is, let me tell you something too, like the interview, like the people that I do talk about and then they come to the studio, you just have to know how to ask the question. You got to know how to pose it and throw it at them, but being nice. You can be like, girl, yeah, and because that's a nice black sweater. But anyway, but them ugly shoes and shit, though. But you got to throw it in quickly, and hopefully they don't hear it, and that's how you got your questions. And then they could do that. But I don't. I have not run into anybody that want to beat me up or anything like that. Oh, but once upon a time, it was okay. Tony Terry. Y'all heard of Tony Terry? Well, Tony Terry, I said, somebody called Tony Terry when I was working with Russ, told him that I said that he was in a gay club. Now, I did not by no means say that I saw Tony Terry. Did I say I saw him in a gay club? No, I did not say that I saw him in the gay club. They had a picture of him up in the club, so evidently he had been to the club prior to that. So the person called him and told him that I said he was pictured that he was in the gay club. So Russ told him, Russ said, well, Gary said he did not say, he said he saw your picture up in the gay club. He said you were immortalized in the club because they had your picture up. He said, well, man, all money is green, so money is money. Okay, then what are we calling for then? Okay, you evidently you was there. You said all money was green. You been there, so honey, please. But no, nobody want to beat me. Knock on wood. Yes, how you doing?
Well, as you said, you were in radio before you went to school.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a difference did getting the education, getting the technical side of it, help you along your path?
Oh, honey, it helped a lot. That's why I tell people, what y'all doing now, this is the best thing, because I didn't know anything. Because people, some people, most of the people in radio did not go to broadcasting school for the most part. They just did it, but I did it for me. Because I needed to, like I said, I didn't know how to do that. And I already knew. One of the reasons why I came is because I said I had to get my little education from broadcasting. Because I'm like, honey, I had 2 strikes against me out the gate, black and gay. So I need to know, honey, what's going on. So when I sit there and people doing shop talk, I need to know what they're talking about in radio. That's why I came to broadcasting school. So it helped me out a lot. That's how I know how to read these commercials now and inflect in certain parts of the commercial. I know how to write them now, and I know how to do all that because I had to come to broadcasting school. I know how to do that. And nobody didn't tell me that at the radio station. They don't tell you that. People tell you they could because everybody busy. And everybody trying to do, their thing. So they're not trying to help you. So that's why I did it for me. And it helped. That's why I'm always back here talking. Because I liked it. I mean, this was a good school, and it is a good school. And it helped me out a lot. So don't believe the hype. Yes. Hi, how you doing?
Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get your teeth? Because Gary always has it, so how do you get it right?
We have, a thing, I'm sure they have it here called The Wire. You could get stuff off The Wire. They send radio stations, they subscribe to different outlets where they could get news and stories at and what have you. So I get the stuff from there, or I scour the internet and get my own stories or whatever. And have people. Now, people come to me with a lot of stories, but I don't report them. Not off the back, honey. You're not going to get me to go say, girl, Kanye West was with, honey, some guy. No. I need somebody else talking about it too. And then, honey, then we gonna talk about it. You ain't finna get me to be, look, I am not trying to break news. So I am not a news break, honey, just CNN. But no, you're not gonna have me breaking no news. So I get it, from all different sites and what have you. And then the thing about it is you have to put it in your words or something. You got to put it the way you would deliver. Because when I get my story, nobody pulls my story. Now, some of the other people at the station on the show, they have their stories pulled. I don't want you, I like to pull my stuff because half of the time you didn't talk about that person once before. You didn't talk about Beyonce. So now I know I could talk about that story, but I could put it in my words and make it mine and deliver it in my style, and that's what makes it, entertaining. And that's what kept me around.
My last question is the Baby Festival favorite?
Yes. Girl, when we was here, girl, yeah. When we were here, girl, honestly, when we were here, it had a guy had me crying in the studio because the baby wasn't his, and he just ran out the damn studio crying, and he's a trainer here in town. But it was depressing though because the baby wasn't his. And see, the reason why it sounds crazy because we pay for that. So we pay for the paternity test. So in order for us to pay for this test, you got to come sit here and be scrutinized and be ridiculed. So Rickey, them gonna eat your lunch, but they paid that $500 for that test. So now you want to pay $500 on your own and learn, or you want to pay $500 and come on the radio and let them talk about you, make a joke out or whatever, and then and you got it for free. And most of the guys rather sit there and get it for free. So that's why. But yeah, it's sad though. But so are you gonna be a contestant? You want to be on paternity? Just wondering, because girl, we could put you on, honey. And you're welcome. Rickey will love you. Yeah. Hi, how you doing? Good.
The relationship you had with Rickey.
Mm-hmm.
The funny part, the one where you went, I guess y'all went on the boat.
Oh.
Have you kind of interfered with the boat, and did y'all go back out later or another time?
We did that one time, honey, and that's it. Let me tell you something, honey. I don't know about y'all black folks, but I didn't grow up in the air or on water. So, girl, that's why I drive. I don't fly. I did that 12-hour drive here to get here, and I'm not aquatic, honey. Like my uncle said, that ocean is too much for me to drink by itself, so I don't do water. And Ricky and let me tell you something about that. I find that he had been begging me for years, and I'm like, I don't want to go. And he just kept getting at me. So I said, okay, I finally gave in. And you saw it was just.
That's what I was wondering about the relationship, because the way he was presenting it was really funny. But you,
No, I don't. That's, girl, my nerves was so damn bad. And after that, I said, I've done this for you now. Nothing else. I'm not getting back in the water. That's your campaign. It's not mine. And I just don't know. That, no, ma'am. I just can't. I don't like bridges. And when I have to drive over them, girl, I hold tight and just drive straight. Because I don't want to look at the water. Because, girl, I'm like, Lord Jesus, who's going to survive? Who's going to help me out? Who's going to have all my clothes and stuff? When I'm on a plane, I'm like, Jesus, who can have my clothes and my car and stuff if this plane crash? So I'd rather drive. At least I feel like I'm in charge, honey, you know. But even though they say you're not, but I feel if I could steer the wheel, honey, and get away with it, I'm better. You're welcome, honey. Any more questions? Ask questions, y'all.
So have you ever interviewed somebody that you never thought you would interview?
Y'all might think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, I don't think about all this stuff. Because I've thought, everything you do starts from a thought. And I thought about all this stuff and it happened, and it's just hard to get excited about it. I'm happy about it, but I feel like this was supposed to happen this way. But everybody I interview, I love interviewing, and it's just, it never ceases to amaze me that when you're around all these people, all these different celebrities and stuff, it just never ceases to amaze me. But, at the end of the day, believe it or not, these people are just so regular after they get to know you. Because if they don't know you, of course they're going to be a little bit stiff. But once you get to know these people and stuff, they are just so regular, and they just so much like everybody else. Because when we in the studio with them, that's what I always look at that too when I'm in the studio with these people. And I'm like, nah, when they get out, though, they have to have a different persona. But while they're in here with us, we get to talk to them. You get to get their phone number. You get to do all that stuff. And it gets to the point too where you'd be like, okay, girl, I'm trying to take no pictures with her. I saw them last month or whatever and stuff like that. But I like it, but it don't really, because I know at the end of the day, we say friends, but these people are not your friends. They are your co-workers. We're in the same work. We do the same line of work. So, but like say if it's like Nene and I used to communicate. I had Nene come down 2 years consecutive here in Dallas to do Gay Pride with me. 2 years consecutive. That's before she was Nene. She was Nene, but she wasn't Nene. But so she came down and hosted Gay Pride and stuff with me, and we chatted. She came to my house. We went to the mall and stuff together and everything. She was yearning for a Range Rover, and I was driving one, and she was just, it was just, she was all that. So then when I got at the premiere with the one with Kim Kardashian, where she snubbed me, and that's when she was just about to get married and she got a new diamond ring, she was like, this heifer was standing way back there talking to me. I'm talking to her on the red carpet. She talking like that, like I had a damn plague where she couldn't come up. I'm like, okay. So I played along with the game, girl. That's how you want to do so. But she got her a new ring. Then she finally said, oh, you see my new ring? I'm like, oh, girl, yeah. But people say, oh, that's friends. We ain't no damn friends. We work together and stuff. And my thing is, girl, because after Real Housewives over, whatever else is over, girl, you gone too. It's that simple. So, how you doing?
My question is, before, basically, how'd you get to the T?
How did I start doing the tea?
Yeah, how'd you get the name?
Oh, because my name is Gary, that y'all know, and the T, y'all know what the T is. The T means gossip. In gay terminology, one sissy to the other sissy say, girl, what's the T? That means she want to know what's the gossip. And that's how I just put Gary with the T. Gary with the gossip. And that's how it is. And I bought that name. That's my name. So you got to purchase those things or somebody will take it. So you got to purchase that. So, but any more questions?
You got the base out of Atlanta.
Yeah, because we're syndicated. So with us being syndicated, we could broadcast. We have like 70 something markets. So we could broadcast anywhere, but Dallas was our home, basically, and still, quote unquote, is our home. And Atlanta is where we based it now. And we moved to Atlanta because that's where Dish Nation was filming us at. So that's why I had to move, because I could have stayed here, but they brought us to Atlanta. So that's more bills to pay, because I got to pay for rent. But that's where we are. But I mean, Atlanta is nice. People are all hyped up about Atlanta. It ain't all that. It's not all that, honey. It's a nice city, but it's not like, I mean, when I come back to Dallas, I'd be like, oh, hell, I'm bored here too. So I'd be bored in Dallas and I'd be bored in Atlanta. So I mean, that it's me then. It's my life. I'm boring. But it's overall, it's okay. It's a nice place. So, and, we like Dallas. Hi.
Hello, Gary.
Hi.
My name is Casey.
Hi, Casey.
Graduate from American Broadcasting School. Loved it. And
Yeah.
I started in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
And actually got to speak to Dale before he passed. And when he heard my voice, he was like, oh my goodness, you have to have it's a need for you. So my question for you is, because I've been so persistent, I graduated in 2012, I just want to know who's getting these tapes, because I'm not getting any feedback.
Let me tell you, honey.
What's going on?
But let me tell you, from different places and stuff like that. This is what they say, and this is what you have to do. You have to make your tape, honey, unique. And this is how you start off with your uniqueness. You might need to send your tape, honey, in some damn glitter, a big glitter box, or a big fuchsia colored envelope or something, because your tape gonna stand out from everybody else's tape that's in the white and in the manila folder or what have you. You have to make your stuff stand out for one thing, and you have to be persistent when you're calling people, because I used to call radio stations because I was syndicated, which that's not the two Sheree I want to talk about, because Sheree got me syndicated. When Sheree started working for me, when we started working together, I should say, Sheree, and I know this deterring it, but this kind of get over, what you're saying. Sheree used to be, I called him the coffee boy. He used to be our coffee boy. He used to get coffee for Ricky and Ebony in the morning. And when they left, he asked me, he was at the station before he started working for Tom Joyner them. He said, Gary, I want to work with you. I said, well, what you want to do? He said, well, I said, well, this is what you need to do for me. I want to be syndicated. I said, I want you to get me syndicated. He said, okay. Now this damn boy, honey, from just nowhere, starting off doing radio and what have you and stuff, he called Super Radio when my lawyer couldn't get through. And when my lawyer couldn't get to the president of Radio 1, he called him and worked it out and got me syndicated. Persistency, you have to keep calling, honey. I know, and it may sound bad, but like I said, if you like doing it bad enough, honey, you're going to do it, because I used to call radio stations, honey, and send tapes, honey, and if it's somewhere local, honey, drive up there. And, honey, you got to be up in these people's face. And, honey, like I said, now they may have called it groupie. When I started, I used to go to all those remotes. When Rustin was doing the remote at Kroger's, honey, I was at Kroger's, smiling, which I want. And, honey, I was doing it. And that's how, it is. I mean, because right now, they say we living in a microwave society. We want everything right now. But you just have to do it. And it sounds cheesy and stuff like that, but you have to do it, because, it'll pay off. Because look how it's paid off for me from all that running behind them and doing so. And I still work with Russ today. Russ worked right next to me, because he's in Atlanta. He's based in D.C., but he's in Atlanta a lot. And does movies now, and he put me in his movies and stuff like that. But you just have to keep on, and you just have to, make yourself unique and just do it, and you got to meet people. That's another thing too, what I had to do. This is just me. I stopped socializing with certain people. You got to socialize with people that want the same thing you want. You got to be, honey, when you want to meet these radio people, girl, you need to hitch on to one if you can, and and just get out at one that's secure. Because you're going to get the one that's insecure. They're going to, baby, you ain't trying to get my job, bitch. No, you got to hitch on to the ones that don't mind. And, honey, just do things, honey, and stuff, and it'll eventually pay off. But you have to do it, but you have to keep on trying. And yes, it may seem like, you sending and stuff, but you have to keep trying. You have to keep, and come here, and they have a database of places that hire and stuff, and get, addresses and stuff, and send it out there, what have you, and call them, honey. When you call the phone, them disguise your voice, honey, to the operator, because she ain't going to want to put you through. But, tell her, honey, you need to talk to whoever is, doing the hiring or whatever, the program directors, and it will definitely It'll pay off because that's what you do. 'Cause I hate it. My friend Ryan, he was supposed to be coming here today, Ryan. He might come this evening. And he was the same. You know, people y'all come to broadcasting school, and if it don't happen the right then and there, you get discouraged. Yes, you have to work and stuff. But honey, I was doing broadcasting school and I was working. Radio was part-time for me. I had a full-time job. I was working at Baylor, and that was my full-time job. And I kept doing it, so I was still able to, juggle both of them until one of them popped off. Because my parents, they're like, why are you in that? My mama did not want me to do this. They wanted me to be a nurse. They didn't want me to be in radio because my parents couldn't conceive radio. Radio? What you doing that? And they just couldn't conceive until I started making money and started buying them gifts. Then they was like, oh, well, honey, we like this. So, it's just, you just have to keep doing. You cannot give up. And I used to tell everybody, I have guys at the station now that worked with me and they just gave up and went doing other stuff. I'm like, you shouldn't have gave up. I mean, just stick with it. Do your other job until, your change comes. Because it'll come if that's what you like doing, and you got to keep your mind on it. So keep sending your tapes on it, but still change some things then. Change something differently, and like I said, send it, package it differently or whatever. And, call the people, and if you could go up to the people or whatever, do that. And you might have to start off, honey, which everybody basically got to start at the bottom unless they own the station. Start off, in promotions and the smaller things, honey, and work your way on up. But that's what I had to do. And I didn't even have to kiss ass to get my job. I worked my little way on up. So, because, that's just the way it is.
Well, they were asking you about the various interviews. Who is your favorite person or people to interview?
I don't have no favorite. They all good. I love Diana Ross. Because if anybody know me, they know I love Diana Ross. Oh my God, she's everything. Diana Ross and Oprah is everything. You cannot talk or say nothing bad about them. Nothing. But I interviewed Diana Ross, and I loved that. And it was so funny too. It's amazing, And then I got a chance to interview her kids. Me and Tracy Ellis Ross was at Steve Harvey's event at his Hoodie Awards, so I was able to talk to her. And Rhonda was here at the Dallas Black Academy, and I got a chance to interview her. And I saw her son, because he lived in the same building with Rickey. I just happened to see him running through the thing. But I said, the woman that I love dearly, and here I am too, talk to her, and I got a chance to see her kids and interview them. So that was really good. So, but I all my interviews are great. Because I know how to make people talk. And if you talk crazy to me, I'm talking crazy back to you, honey. I interviewed Gail a couple of weeks ago, Oprah's friend Gail. She called, and she was promoting something that's coming on, I think, for Christmas. And I talked to her, and it was a nice interview. She was good. And then too, now I'm telling y'all too, we get people calling for interviews and they don't be wanting to interview and they be like, oh hell, we don't want to talk to them. Give them 2 minutes. And we have 2 minutes and we hurry and rush them interviews, honey. So it's amazing that you'll be shocked that this is what they do. But I'm like, I thought every interview and every celebrity was a good one. But they be like, we don't want to talk to them. I'm like, okay. So, yep. Any more questions? Oh, I like them both, honestly. I like them both. I love radio. With radio, people don't see you. And with radio, you could kind of, TV gives me a little bit more freedom. I kind of can say a few choice words that you can't say in radio, but radio is nice because I just like radio. I like them both, but I don't know which one. I like them both equally. They both good. But the good thing about TV gives you residual checks. Radio doesn't. So once you do your job in radio, they're like, okay, girl, thank you. And TV, they say, okay, we're gonna send you a check after this. You get your residual check too, cause we playing it. So they both fun though. But if you're doing it though, you'll love it though. I mean, it's really nice. And I think y'all making the right choice and stuff. You should listen to your instructors. I don't know who the new instructors are here, but y'all need to listen to them. They tell you, damn it, do this, cut, slip, do it. Because they know what they're doing. That's why they're the instructor. And you're the student. Even though I used to listen to Kenny all the time too, and I used to listen to mine, so I'm like, okay, but it's all good though, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Hi. Hi, Monica.
I wanted you to, if you could, some of these young broadcasters in the interview scenario, because they haven't really had hands-on yet. Sometimes you're going to get somebody like Charlie Murphy, you think he's going to be really funny, and he comes in and it's not.
Oh.
And he's
Yes. What made you say him?
Because he was awful.
Yes. Charlie Murphy and yeah, go ahead, finish it.
Great life.
Yeah.
But once you get him in the box, the man doesn't know how to talk.
Yes.
So, as a broadcaster, as a young announcer, you're excited, you're ready, you prep, you're ready, and he's not giving you. You're throwing him the ball, he's not taking it. So can you help these new broadcasters?
Yes.
Conflict management?
Yeah, because it's almost because it has a couple of parts to it. Because now, let me say this, because sometimes these guys get up early in the morning and they're not morning people. If you're doing a morning interview, sometimes they're not morning people. Comedians are some of the craziest people you want to deal with. They are funny, but honey, when they off, that's it. You know, you just have to, you know, that's the sad thing about it with you being a new radio person, analyst or whatever. Y'all still have to experience that to learn it, but you just got to know how to do it. You got to kind of read a person. And when I say that, you got to, you know, see, if you say good morning, and if you say good morning, girl, that's what that means. You know, that's how your interview fits to be. You got to know how to take that from there, and you can't be too bubbly, because then they like, oh, hell. And like she said, they're not going to give you what you want and stuff, because we still get people that. When we get people like that, because we had Nicki Minaj on yesterday, but she was good. But the first time she was on, she was like, they was like, But she was real good yesterday, though, because they just, you know, of course people go through what they go through and stuff, but basically you just got to know how to read a person body language. Just like me and Doc was talking about earlier, the difference between radio online, school online, and school in person. Online, you can't read how a person feels or whatever because you can't see them. But in person, when you're in school in person, you can look at a person's facial expression, whatever, and you can kind of know how to take it from there. And so you just have to learn how to read a person, because people like me, I'm a morning person, but then I don't go a lot of places and do a lot because I got to be on all the time. So that means if I don't want to be on all the time, stay home. Because when you stay home, you ain't got to worry about it. Nobody on can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? You ain't got to worry about all that. But you have to be on. Some people, not like Charlie Murphy, for instance, he's at the point in his life, he don't give a damn what you think about him. So, girl, he like, girl, I'm not going to be on, and this is how I'm going to be. And you got to deal with it. With me being in radio and TV, I got to smile because people see me. And, honey, word of mouth is how you get your reputation. So, girl, I saw Gary with the Till. That bastard got on my damn nerves. And so, you know, you got to deal with that. Like people on Twitter, sometimes people on Twitter will send me a few bad tweets, which I rarely get bad tweets. Because then if you send me a bad tweet, I'm going to say, God bless you, baby. And I'm breaking that down. And now they're like, oh, well, Gary, we just love you. Mm-hmm. But if I would have went back for you, I'm not going to argue with you. Do you think I'm going to argue with you? And I don't even know who the hell you are? No, honey, that ain't happening. So I ain't going to argue with you. So I'm just saying, God bless you, baby, and Merry Christmas. And you're through. No argument or none of that. So, but yes, you definitely have to read a person, honey, and see how they are, because, and then you'll be like, then you're going to have a bad, feeling about this person now, but it's really not how they are, but that's just how it was. So, if that makes sense, that's the way how people do, honey. We just got to pray for them.
Gary,
Yeah.
instruct these young broadcasters as well about separating their on-air personality, as you were kind of touching with that, with their off-air personality. And when you've got strong convictions, that maybe you can be loosey-goosey on your personality, maybe your real person isn't that way. So how do we deal with that struggle, especially the females, on separating, basically stay home? Is that your advice?
What?
I mean, it's difficult.
Yeah. I mean, like, okay, say for instance, because like with me, and because everything, you are a reflection and you are a representative of whatever you are and doing. Say for instance, like with Radio 1, I'm with Radio 1 and Fox. I can't be acting crazy in the public. I can't be doing stuff like that in the public because people know who I am, and that's a representation of them, even though I'm off the clock. But you can't do that. And like say for instance, you have to know how far you could go with how you feel about things. Like I call Kim Kardashian tramps all day. The people at Fox told me, they said, okay, Gary, this is how we're gonna do this. If she give you the interview at the red carpet thing, they say you don't have to call her a tramp anymore. They say if she don't give you the interview anymore, you can continue calling her a tramp. She didn't give me the interview, I continue calling her a tramp. So so that's how we did that. But and so because that's just, but it's not. I'm not really saying nothing bad. I'm not, doing something assaulting her character. I mean, because at the end of the day, she is a common tramp because everybody knows she done slept with everybody. So, but I mean, you done seen that. She done been through all these doggone men. She done been through Africa. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But, and I didn't break it. That's right. Yeah, she broke that news. She put it out there for you. But you definitely have to know how to separate. Like she was saying, what you believe, who you are, and what you think, honey. Because the thing is, though, because people will look at you. And then if you're representing a company, honey, and if the company don't agree with the way you represented yourself, you're going to get, fired or whatever. Like, say, for instance, let me tell you that, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. When I started working for Rickey, I told Rickey, I said, I'm not going to be your snapping punk. Because that's not who I am. I don't care what my lifestyle is, but that's not who I am. And I told him too, because he's a heterosexual man and I'm an alternative lifestyler. So, because I know you got a reputation to hold and I got one. When I presented that to him, he said, okay. And that's the way it is. And that's how I'm able to be me and do what I do and he do what he does. Because I got that understanding, because like they say, the Bible says, out of all you're getting, get an understanding. And I got an understanding before it started because I like my job. So I want to make sure we got that up front. So I don't go around, the girls that do what they do, Miss Lawrence and all those girls, Real Housewives, now they get to wear they pumps and stuff because that's who they are. Well, that's not who I am. So, we could be living the same lifestyle, but honey, you represent this and I represent this. And that's because you have to respect yourself at the end of the day. And that's what I have to do. And I have to respect my family as well. So, and like I tell everybody, I get paid to be me. So I get paid to be me. Call me a punk. You know how much I get paid? So there you have it. So, but.
So you don't have to like your teammates, you have to love them.
Yes, you have to love them. Yeah, you could love them because it's all about the respect. Now, when I leave from you, if I don't have to be bothered with you, but when I'm on the clock, honey, this is what I tell everybody about our job, because everybody don't love everybody. To be honest, we don't love it. And if y'all know my job, y'all know that, and I ain't got to say that because this is on tape. But anyway, when I go to, good morning, Rickey. Good morning, Julia. Good morning. Because like they say, when you crack that damn mic, honey, you better have a smile in your voice. And you better love everybody in that damn room. But when we go to commercial break, everybody on their own computer. But when we come back on the air, got to have that smile, honey. Period. It's that simple. And you get your check, and you do what you need to do, honey. And that's it. We ain't got to have tea and wine. We ain't got to sit down and eat crumpets. So, honey, but at the end of the day, when we're on this air together, we got to love each other, because it's all about a persona, and it's an image that when people hear you on the air, that you sound like this great united family. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Because you think these people going to have you on the air, you think we're going to have us on the air sounding like we can't stand each other and stuff, honey? That's a reflection of his show. And that's mixing with his money and his viewership and the company. So no, you need to play like you like each other. If you don't, and that's just the way it is. And it's a great thing, because you don't have to like everybody, but you have to love people on the air. And you got to make it that, you got to do that. That's on TV. Like they say, half of the cast of Friends and half of these people on the TV show. Anytime you see an ensemble show, half of the people don't like each other. But on TV, baby, you better make like you do. And that's how it is. So, and it's all good. It's a great thing. And everybody's happy. Everybody gets to go, honey, to Luby's and get them a meal and do whatever they need to do, And that's that. So. I haven't seen Ebony in a year. I'm sure she's in Birmingham. I hadn't seen, but I know they say she was here in Dallas, looking, for a job and doing something like that, though. But I hadn't seen her in a while. But yeah. Next. Questions, concerns. Oh, because everybody was silent. Yeah. Yeah, you see, now when you got to pull teeth, honey, you ain't going to get no good interview. You see, and that's the thing too. You're supposed to, honey, make them questions come. You're supposed to have that question in your mind, honey, and make it roll. Because if you don't, you have dead air. Y'all know about dead air. Dead air is not a good thing, honey. Can't have dead air, honey. Because people like, okay, well, we ain't going back there no more. Child, they ain't got dead air. Hi.
My name is Gary.
Hi, Gary. Oh, wow, you have such a great name. My namesake. And no, you're not my child.
You kind of touched base on it, but I just want to know how, not really like your techniques, but whenever you're online and looking at stories, how do you get it together to get it prepped and ready to be talked about on the show? Are you a writer or a screenshot?
Yeah. Oh, well, you see, you younger than me. Hell, I barely use my phone like that. But you know what? This is so funny, Gary. Nobody believes it. We never prep. Never. We've been on the air now together for like 10 years. We never prep. And I never prep. Never. I look at a story, because like I told you, I didn't talk about that person once before. So I look at that story and I glance at honey, get the main point that I want to know about, and talk about it, and that's that. But it may not work for y'all. Y'all may have to prep. Yes, y'all have to prep. We never prep. Because let me tell you something. We don't like, and I don't like rehearsals. When I get some hot stories that just really get me like, and our producer be like, oh, I know you got something missing. I could tell, honey. I don't talk about my stories to nobody because I want everybody to be on the air shocked. Because you want the element of the surprise, however that saying goes, the surprise. Then I like that to be a surprise and shock to everybody. I want to get Ricky's how his reaction is, and I want to get Claudia's, and I want the reaction. So we don't prep, we just go.
And then during like the little set break, y'all just go to do your own thing.
Yeah, the set breaks, because I do my stories at the 6 o'clock hour. Then I just go look for some more stories to do at the 7 o'clock hour. Yeah, so I don't like prepping because then it's not feeling real. I'm giving you my all how I really feel. Because I didn't prepped it. No, I like to get my story, just pull it and go.
So even when he's teasing what's coming up,
Yeah, because
he may not know what's going on.
no, and when he say Gary, what's up with the tea, and I deliver my headline, and that's it. Because you got to make your headlines juicy to make people stay. So, honey, you find, and then you see when I do it at, say, for instance, 6:15, and then I come back and do it at 6:18 or whatever it is, you got to change the title. You got to keep changing to make it, to keep the people, there, keep them there listening. But, I don't, because you just don't do it. Because, it won't be fun anymore. It won't, then you'll be faking. I don't like to fake. I like to do all my stuff real because I want you because if you listen to me, you can feel it in me that, this is how I feel, about it. So, but it's just the same way with Dish Nation. Dish Nation give us a story and we run. They just say, here, this Trump again, Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian had a baby and we got to run with, you run with it. So, but, no, no, but yeah, but nah.
That way, though, is that something that when you were in school, you just read it and went?
When I was here, let me see. I'm trying to remember. Did I do it? Did I read it and just go? I don't know. I don't recall. Did
I
I?
don't want to play teacher, but not everybody is a pro at that point. Where
Yeah.
they just rip and read.
Yeah. Oh no, they told you not to rip and read. When we were here, they said don't rip and read, and that's like I tell Claudia that's because they just bring Claudia to see. The gossip is different from news. First of all, the gossip is totally different from news, honey. The gossip we tell now. Claudia gets her the producers give Claudia her stories, and she has to read over it because that's news. That is something important. You have to deliver the news verbatim, so to speak. Now the gossip still has to be somewhat of a verbatim, but that's why it's called gossip, because that means it's not true and it's not false. It's not a lie, it's not true, it's just, it's alleged. That's why we have to put that clutch word, alleged, in front of those stories, because you could get sued. So you have to say, allegedly Kim Kardashian, honey, turned a flip in a trunk back seat of a car.
So
But
you never said the alleged tramp Kim Kardashian.
Oh, well, that's different. that's different. You can put a legend somewhere down up in the story, and then it comes back to her being a tramp. But you can't. No, they tell you, and that's what they taught us here. You cannot rip and read, honey, because if your hits ripping and read, you for the reason. have the courage to pursue your the drink. No, honey, you better read that, because that's something you making something, a bold statement. You telling somebody something that needs to be heard, not something that you just pulling out of your butt. So no, so you're not, and that's one thing I did learn. Don't rip and read. Kenny, you always said, don't rip and read. You can't rip and read, honey. So no, you can't do that. But when you become a pro, then that make a change, because you're comfortable, and you could do that. I'm comfortable. I've been doing it 27 years. So now I'm comfortable, and I'm still, still you can't rip and read. Something like when I do commercials and stuff, you can't rip and read, because you can read the commercial, but then it don't sound right. You gotta learn what word to inflect on and stuff. So you not, you still gotta read it. So, but it's all good. Y'all gonna do great, because y'all got me here to talk to y'all. Next, any more questions? You got a question? Oh, no question?
It's such a small community, and you've been in it so long. I mean, the thing when you can get blackballed, I mean, if you maybe talk to somebody the wrong way. I mean, have you ever seen any of that? Where, somebody may have stepped on someone's toes and then tried to apply for another job and just got blackballed out of the business.
Yeah, you hear about that. You hear about that sometimes, that people, get that way or whatever and stuff, though. But, and that could happen, and they say it happen. But my thing is, if it's for you to have, honey, you'll have it. They can't keep you from it. So, that might sound cliche-ish, but no, you hear about it. But like Ricky said, honey, none of us on no damn radio station. So you can't keep me from what I'm supposed to have. Go to another station. And yes, radio is a small circuit. That's nothing too about radio here in Dallas too. You only have so many stations here, honey. So you might have to venture out and just you might want to do hip hop, but if country is hiring, go do country. And then, honey, hip hop might come back around again, and you can go to hip hop. But you got to take whatever you can and do that, because, honey, I mean, I've been trying to leave for the longest. Knock on wood, but they kept me. So let me knock. I promise, camera, I'm not complaining, but yeah. So you have to, do what you have to do. So.
I heard you say that y'all had layoffs for like 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
So in the radio industry, like, why would they have a layoff, and what would keep you from being laid off?
Why would they have a layoff? Because of budgets. If radio has budgets just like any other job, and when they have to do a cutback, honey, because if, like, say, if the station may not be making its numbers or whatever, they have to lay off some people, which they laid off some people in production. They laid off production. They laid off a girl in promotion, a promotion director. They didn't need 2 promotion directors. They just had 1, and production, and they laid off a few people in some other things, but not big on air personalities. But yeah, you have to lay off like in any job. They're not meeting the numbers or whatever, honey. Say if our show not meeting the numbers or whatever, hell, we get laid off. They may take somebody off our show, what have you. And so, cause we have a big show, so so that's what they do. But what was the second part you said? Production. What?
What would keep you from
Oh, what keep you from not laying off, from not being laid off? Girl, Jesus. Girl, you gotta pray, Lord, please don't let them lay me off, child. So.
everything that you do, you should have the mind frame of, like, give it your all at all times.
Yeah, and that's with any job. You have to give it up, but more so with that. And even though sometimes they got some people, and the thing is, and you gotta be, it's with anything. But then you could have people, program directors that might not like you. When I was here, they had a guy rode his bicycle from Dallas to New York for AIDS, but the program director still didn't like him, and he laid him off. So it's like anything. It's like any job. If the people don't like you and stuff like that, but you just have to keep on. And I feel bad for him now, because this guy, he did good radio, but he just wasn't liked. So now he's doing, driving a school bus, But but then he couldn't just move. See, with me, I could just jump up and move, because I don't have a family. I don't have any kids or a spouse or anything like that. He has a wife and kids, so you can't just jump up, and just move like that. So he had to, but he's happy and content. But I just hate it when you have to get out of your element, what you like doing, because, that and stuff. So, but it's nothing that could change it. But I mean, because back in the day, honey, women was able to, honey, do some tricks and keep a job, but that don't even work no more now. So it don't work no more, because they want to know what else you got. So, but yeah. 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 Yes. Anyway.
You've been in this for 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, we have Gary with the T. Is
Mhm.
there anything else we can expect?
Oh, yes, honey. I'm trying to you know, I'm trying to get my own talk show, my own TV show, because the talk show that I was trying to get, Fox told me that I couldn't do it because it's too much like Dish Nation, and with me being on in 3-day parts, they said it's just, you know, too much, so I couldn't do that. But I'm working on other stuff, and I'm working on getting a more bigger manager. Don't worry about that, Sheree. He knows. But which I got a guy that, you know, brought me through this agency in Atlanta, but I'm still haven't signed on with it because you can't trust managers. You can't. Oh Lord, they try to steal that contract he gave me. What? He had all kinds of stuff. But I told him, I gotta get my lawyer to read it. He was shocked. Do you think I'm to sign this damn and without a lawyer reading it? No. I've been in this game too long. So, and it just jacked up. She was telling me all the stuff he put in there. I was like, So we're gonna see about that. But I'm doing that, and I filmed a movie. When was that, Sheree? I filmed a movie last year. I filmed a movie here last year. It may not, I don't know if it's gonna hit to DVD or if it's gonna be on a silver screen, but they did pay me to do it. So I did that, and yeah, okay, on demand. And but it's a lot I would like to do, but I like to do it, believe it or not, honest. I like to do it because I just like to do it. I don't like to do it because I'm trying to get a certain amount of money and all that. I just like to do it because I like doing it. You know, because it's just fun. It's just fun to me to do. So I'm going to do more stuff with Dish Nation, and I do stuff. I'm going to be doing this stuff like I used to do it here in Atlanta. I mean Dallas. I keep forgetting my cities. On the Scene Queen, where I go out and video people and just do all kind of little crazy stuff on the streets. I like doing stuff like that. So yeah. So I'm trying. You know, I'm working on it. And the people, like I said, Dish Nation, they're trying to get me doing more stuff, more red carpet stuff. Cause I like doing that. So, you know, we're gonna see as the world turns. Yep, what's gonna be next? So, but my thing is though, you know, everybody, you know, you could do it. You just have to surround yourself around the right people, and you have to be persistent, and you have to just, you know, do it because this is what you like doing, not because somebody else is doing it. Because it ain't somebody else's dream is not yours. You know, just because they doing it don't mean it's gonna happen for you, cause it might not be ready for you at that time. But you know, you just need to. If that's what you like doing, do it and see what happens. Because like I say, when I was a child, I used to say I wanted to be a movie star. Me and my friend Pat, so we used to say we're gonna be movie stars and live next door to each other. That was so cute. But I'm doing this. You know, she's a housewife, but I'm doing this, and you know, it's just, you know. Like I said, my parents could have never conceived it. They, you know, it's like be a nurse where you can have a job. Because my dad was a mortician, and you know. But now, you know, like I said, I like doing this, but I always keep in the back of my head, if it ends today, I'm going back to nursing school and finish. Yes, you can't, honey. You can't get comfortable, you know. But while you're doing it, you know, do it and let it work for you, and it could happen. Because like I said, if it happened for them, it could happen for you.
So being focused and being in this industry, have you lost any, I'm sure you have, but have you lost any friends or anybody that, you know, you get in with the team? So.
Because I never had a whole lot of friends. I just never was a whole lot of friends. When I moved from Houston to Dallas, my friends, you know, I just never had a whole lot of friends because I learned early, you know, I think, you remember the word fast? I don't know if I was just fast or not, because I done all kind of stuff, and I was like, y'all, I don't want, you know, I just never did hang out with a whole bunch of people or anything like that because, you know, I'll never get that day when that brick knocked me in the head when I said, okay, this is it now, you can't be hanging with this person, because we weren't going toward the same thing. Because I knew, if I tell you, girl, I want to go to Neiman Marcus and buy me a shirt, I don't need you to tell me, let's go to Target. I don't want to go to Target. I said Neiman Marcus. So when you did that to me, cut. Because we're not on the same page anymore. So, because it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. So that's why, So I just didn't do it. So, but Gary was the teacher, his job. Trust me, honey. Honey, he worked just like everybody else. but I like what I do. So.
Started off, what was good, voiceover rate. I mean, that you charge people to do voiceovers.
Oh, well,
It's been a while back.
yeah, that's yeah.
Big,
Get who? No, I don't know. Talk to Sharavius. Do I have some? Yeah, and that's another too, y'all gonna realize too. Once y'all get in this business, honey, you're gonna get some of the craziest damn requests and craziest stuff. People gonna be asking you stuff, and you're gonna say, honey, and I'm gonna say, so you want me to put it out of my ass? Yeah. Do you have to? I don't walk around with tickets. I don't walk around with Rickey in my pocket. I don't walk around with him. You know, you be like, you know, yeah. So I mean, so and the nutty too. Y'all gonna learn too about radio stations. You're not gonna always get tickets. Y'all not gonna always get tickets. We don't always get tickets. And guess what? The station don't always have tickets. The station have to get tickets. They'll get a certain allotment of tickets they have to give to the winners. We don't get tickets to everything at all, and I don't even bother for tickets because, you know, we don't get it. When Beyonce came, Rickey brought his children tickets because he didn't want to wait. Because when they give us tickets, for the most part, you're sitting, Beyonce is in North Dallas and you're in Jerusalem watching her because that's how high your seats are. But, you know, you don't always, you know, get tickets. You don't. People think that, but you don't. It's not always like that, you know. So, no, I don't have no tickets. And people, you know, and another thing too. Jesus Lord, hear my CD. Girl, I can't do nothing with your CD. But Tuesday is music day. Bring it to the station, to the music director, and they'll listen to your song. So, because people want you to do that, and that's just not how it is. But you can't tell people that. You cannot tell people because people won't believe you. But that's just, it's the way it is. You will not, and I will not, and I can't do it. And when I was in the station, I could do it. I could bring it to, you know, for the most part. And they tell you this here too. The record reps will tell you, like I told the young lady, how you make your package look good. So don't give these people no damn CD and you write on it. You need to make that CD look good if you want these people to listen to it. You know, if you want to listen to it, you have to make it packaged. You know, because nowadays we got it. You can put your picture on it, honey. You could package it well. You could do all that. So, you know, you have to, you know, do that, you know, in order to get your CD heard, hopefully heard. So, because there's a method to the magic. And you just have to know it, and you just have to be observant. You know, I used to watch Oprah when she used to do her interviews, and I used to say, I'll be glad one of these days I'm going to be just like her. And I would just want to sit down on the stage and then cross my legs with my good shoes on, just let them swing, honey, and talk. You say what? You know, it just was just, I just always wanted to do that. You know, you just have to dream, you know, and you keep dreaming, honey, eventually your dream will come true. You know, but this is the start, though. Y'all here at the school, you knew you wanted to do this, or attempt to do it anyway. So you came here, and it's gonna happen. Y'all gonna all be radio personalities one day. I have to put that out in the universe. That's what you want to do. You're welcome. That's what you want, and you got to put it out in the universe. And you can't tell everybody what you want to do because some people, honey, smile with you and say, "Oh, that's so nice. I can't wait till you get there," and they be lying. They be like, I hope his ass never get on radio. So, but can't tell everybody your dream, honey. Just keep it to yourself. So that's what I did. I told my mom and them, and they didn't believe it. So I was through with it. So, because they couldn't conceive it. But I did. So I conceived coming here. And I quit my job and came here. And this was one of the best things, you know. And I'm not saying this because I'm here, but it was, you know. If anybody know me, they know that I come here and do it because it really was. You know, it worked for me, and I'm glad it did. And like I was telling Lisa, I'm still paying for it. I'm still paying. It's been, what, 10 years? How long has it been, Lisa? They garnishing my wages. I'm just keeping it real. They taking my money out of my check every day. Because I didn't pay. I didn't know you weren't supposed to pay it back. I thought they gave it to me. They like, no, we ain't giving you this. So they take it out of my check. But that's fine, though, honey. I'm happy. They taking it. I'm paying it. And, hey, that's what it is. So if y'all getting loans, honey, y'all make sure y'all pay them back. So, because Uncle Sam said God was nice enough to give you this. So you pay it back, honey. Or if you don't pay, because I used to tell her, I said, girl, I used to tell them, oh, I'm not working yet. And they would let me keep on deferring. And they got tired of that, honey. They said, let me pull this bastard Social Security. They pulled my social, oh, you working. They got it, so, but that's all right. I don't mind, honey, so I'm paying it back. I got the education, so. And did y'all still get the license? Because I got my license, too. You get your license. You know, you get your radio license, too. That's something cute, too. That's, your credibility. I like that because I went to school, too, for insurance, and I got that license, too. So you get to get your license. I was the only one in radio on my job with a license because the other ones didn't go. So that's something good to have as well. Go ahead.
You just said right there.
Yes.
You're the only one in the group that you had the credentials to do so. You probably blew it off, but is it frustrating? You're doing what you're supposed to do. You know, pretty much doing it the hard way. Get where you are. Does it look like someone just jumps in and they're, bam, I'm here, and you went the long way, or do you just not even acknowledge it?
I don't even think about it. I'm the only one in the room. Let me see. I don't know if Claudia they have a degree. I think Rickey has his degree, but that don't bother me. Because back then, too, you remember you was getting in more so, too, about who you know. See, you know how the game done changed now, so, so that's how, it was then. Now, it's changed. It's who you know to an extent, what you know, and how you know how to do it. So that don't, I don't, stuff like that, when people say that don't bother me because you're wasting too much time. You're like, okay, because I know what's for me, I'll have it. Period. So that's why I don't worry about it. I mean, if it come up, and like I told you earlier, I did all that for me. I did it for me. Maybe I didn't have to do it. I don't know. But for me, I just wanted to do it. I did it for me. So that's how it worked for me. I came here for me. I didn't come here because I had to. I came here because I wanted to come here and I wanted to learn radio. And not just be in it. It's just like a damn beautician going to do hair. Because she doing hair, because she really don't know how to put a damn perm on. But she knows she's seen it done. Then before you know it, this girl bald headed. Well, girl, you said you was a beautician. Well, girl, I saw it done. I wanted to come feel it and see how it was really done and learn it. So that's why I came. I didn't come because of all the other hoopla. I came because I wanted to learn radio and know about it. And like I said, I don't regret it at all. So, and it's going to be all good. Yeah. You don't want to tell me, you don't want me to tell you on camera how I got this. Yeah, so, yeah. So, yeah.
About personality type. I know you said you were first with, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Russ Parr.
And they had to change your name to.
Oh, that was Steve.
Okay, they had to change it to. I mean, I know some of us that's going through right now, we have certain ideas what name we want to be. Now, of course, if they take my name completely away, which at that time they had to take your name completely away, was that hard to adjust to that? You had family and friends that.
Oh no, but I wasn't that big in radio like that then. I mean, that didn't bother me because, honey, I was getting a check, so I'll be Drew. Let me tell you a person here. I don't know myself. I don't know.
It's like this game. That's like for me myself. I have a family.
Yeah.
So I don't want to know. I got a son that's named after me, so my name is changed to Drew. I think it'll be hard for me to adjust to being.
No, what's your name again? Ray. You on the radio?
Oh, wow.
Hell, if they change your name to Shaka Khan and your son's name is Ray Jr., that shouldn't affect you. You know why? Because Ray Jr. be able to eat from your name being Shaka Khan. So, honey, the hell with that. So I ain't trying to impress nobody. Because they ain't going to change my check. No, I mean, Whoopi Goldberg's name is Carolyn Johnson. But they call her Whoopi Goldberg. So I'll have it. No. So her name is Karen Johnson. Google her. So, yeah, but it didn't change it didn't bother me at all, honey, because and sometimes in this day and time, hell, it would be good if they would change my doggone name, hell, so nobody won't know who in the hell I am. You see? So, people change it. Well, I ain't gonna go to all that. But yeah, it's just, I mean, that's how they do because of that situation, you know, because they had another Gary on it and they didn't want to get them confused. But no, change your name like that, girl. And if they paying you, you can change my name, honey. Your son, honey, his classmates know that's his daddy. Let me tell you, for instance, this is how it was. Bink. Y'all know Big Bink. Everybody know Big Bink. Big Bink was Big Bink. When Big Bink went and worked for Radio to 104, his name had to be Teddy. From Big Bink to Teddy. Because they did not want him to use the name Big Bink. He had to use Teddy. And he politely used Teddy and got his check. Now he's back to Big Bink and he's the OM in Columbus. So, honey, yeah, you can call me everything, but they said you don't call me late. So, you know, So no, so it's not a problem at all. No, if you had to change, you wouldn't like it maybe or what have you, but but right now in the game, if they were to change my name, that'd be a different story, you know. But back then, I didn't care because now I'm a brand, so now this is Gary with the T, and people say Gary T or whatever, and I take that too, because I know it might be long, but you don't worry about that. I mean, once you get established. Now, if you're just starting out or whatever, just go ahead. Okay, you can change my name and stuff. So, but people recognize you by your voice anyway. Cause I go places and people recognize my voice. I'm like, oh Lord, I'm so glad I'm not at the house of ill repute. Cause honey, they would be really like, girl, this is where he at. So, but questions, concerns. Y'all questioned out? Okay. That's good. Holy oil? Well, if no more questions, I want to thank y'all for listening and hearing me out and what have you. And, I wish y'all all well with your endeavors, honey, and good luck to each and every one of you. And Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Feliz Navidad, Happy Kwanzaa. And and all that good stuff, honey. So thank y'all for hearing me out. What you told him? Yeah, I got something. Let me see. I got a ticket to hell. Let me give you that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thank y'all so much, y'all, honey, for having me and all that good stuff. Child.